Can everyone hear me okay? Because I am a mumbler. So if I start mumbling, you've got to say something. So I'll read this bit as well. Hello everyone, my name is David Baily. And I am the ICT Development Manager at Medway Council. Today I will be presenting on the topic of automated invoice processing. It's using AI. So this is mainly around document processing, but this one here today is invoice processing. This will cover the importance of efficient invoice processing, the challenges associated with the manual processes, and how AI and automation can significantly improve efficiency and accuracy. So I appreciate that we've had loads of PowerPoint. We're all getting a bit weary, I am. So I've only got 28 slides to go through. So bear with me. I haven't, I've got about 5. And there's no live demo, no way, no way. So you was really brave, Vicky. So manual processing presents several challenges. As we all know, it's time consuming, it's prone to errors, and there's lost or deleted emails, inconsistent management due to multiple users, accessing shared mailboxes where invoices are received. The manual tasks like verifying details against spreadsheets, updating statuses can lead to inefficiencies and increased business risks. But we know that efficient invoice processing is crucial for maintaining smooth business operations and ensuring timely payments. Now, all of that is just really service design spiel. You know all of that. So what is the manual processing? Like I just touched on, there's lots of admin users, and they're doing lots of manual processing. They're monitoring the mailbox, they're having to open the emails, they're opening the invoices, they're reviewing those invoices, they're performing checks. Am I on slide 3? Yeah, sorry. They're performing checks. If the checks don't match, the validations don't occur, then what they're doing is then they're having to respond to those suppliers with the emails, reattach the invoices, ask for the information, and then the whole thing starts again. So the issues, like we've just described, I mean, all on the bullet points, is due to working from that Outlook mailbox. So we've got lots of service areas, lots of admin tasks, lots of admin people, and not just with invoices, but around the council. Their time's taken up by doing this lengthy process, where they're trying to go through the mailbox. There are multiple people in the mailbox, and this is what we've experienced, is that they try to colour code mail, they assign it to someone else, then it can get lost, it can get deleted. So we've got all of that stuff going on. So we know that it's time consuming. And so all of this is about reducing business risk, reduce that manual repetitive work, improve the efficiencies, spot any inaccurate and duplicate invoices. But mainly overall is just to streamline the whole process. So the solution that we've come up with is, as we touched on earlier, we're using the Microsoft Suite, so mainly the Power Platform. And we did a first iteration of this a couple of years ago using the Power Platform. And with the technology we had back then, we were using SharePoint as the place to put stuff. So invoices and emails come in. We was using Power Automate to read those with AI Builder, which is part of the AI hub within the Power Platform. So that was our first iteration back then. And we also plumbed in, what we did was we built in some automated emails that were sent back. So they didn't have to do all of those manual tasks. And the guys were using that successfully. That was all being done. But now, as time's gone on, in most sort of 6 to 8 months, more technology has become available to us. So what we're looking at doing is using more of the Microsoft Azure services. So in particular, OpenAI. So as I say, no live demo. And I'm going through this quite quick, because I'm hoping that I'm just going to get loads of questions and I'll answer all your questions. But we've got a nice funky video here to play, which will hopefully demonstrate that. Thanks, Chloe. Chloe made that. That was absolutely awesome. It's far better than me standing up here talking for another 5 minutes. So I don't know if you can see there, because some of you guys have said you use Power Platform on Microsoft already. So I touched on earlier that we were using SharePoint and Power Automate. We're now using Dynamics, so we're using model-driven apps. And basically what's happening is that we're looking at the other potentials that are around that. So this can be not copy and pasted, but it's all about scalability. So we had restrictions when we're using SharePoint. There's certain functions and features that aren't available that are now available with the AI side of things and with the apps that we're using. So SharePoint's got limitations if you're using it like a CMS or CRM or whatever you want to call it, just somewhere to manage your workload. So we're using the Dynamics apps now. That brings me to the end. That was really nice and quick. Obviously the benefits, the efficiency, the accuracy. I just touched on the scalability as well on both sides, but also integration with other systems. We're now looking to apply this across the council in all areas, not just invoice processing. And what that means is that we can very quickly adapt this and the AI models that sit behind this as well. And yeah, we can roll this out across all areas. Thank you.